Welcome back and prepared to be bedazzled because another ineffably epic video is slated to commence. Today, I wanted to notify you of a reason as to why certain people perceive the activity of applying to regular real private sector employee jobs to be a humiliation ritual in the real private sector employee job market. Certain people perceive the activity of working regular real private sector employee jobs to be a humiliation ritual in the real private sector employee job market because working a regular real private sector employee job is apt to bear a minimum wage employee job pay grade. As of February of 2026, a minimum wage pay grade is a far cry from a subsistence wage pay grade. People who work a real private sector employee job based on voluntary demand do not aspire for their employee job pay grade to be financially fettered at the minimum wage employee job pay grade. Irrespective of how lofty a person's employee productivity level is amid his employee work sessions, when a person works a real private sector employee job that offers remuneration in the form of a minimum wage to people who work them, then a person's employee productivity level amid his employee work sessions has no bearing on influencing his employee job pay grade. As of December of 2025, most real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand are not part of a career. Furthermore, working a regular real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand does not aid people in their endeavor to attain financial stability and financial security. This is because, as of December of 2025, most real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand offer emolument in the form of a minimum wage to people who work them. As of December of 2025, the federal minimum wage in the U.S. is $7.25. As of December of 2025, the minimum wage is not uniform across all jurisdictions since it can vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Minimum wage job opportunities in the real private sector employee job market are often job opportunities that offer an egregiously low level of job security. Minimum wage job opportunities in the real private sector employee job market are not only a far cry from life-changing career opportunities, but are also eminently undesirable to pursue. Working a regular real private sector employee job based on voluntary demand is unconducive to furnishing a person with enough fiat currency to be able to afford to attain an extremely low standard of living. In stark contrast to life-changing career opportunities in the real private sector employee job market, minimum wage job opportunities are abound in the real private sector employee job market. Most people are eminently recalcitrant about pursuing regular real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand, partially because working a regular real private sector employee job based on voluntary demand has no bearing on helping them to ameliorate their financial health in the long haul. Most real private sector employee jobs based on voluntary demand do not furnish people who work them with enough fiat currency to be able to afford to attain an extremely low standard of living. As of July of 2025, the total cost to attain an extremely low standard of living can be eminently sizable. In order to attain an extremely low standard of living, a person needs to earn enough fiat currency to at least not only be able to afford to pay the perpetually recurring room rental fee and be able to afford to purchase a vehicle, purchase functional vehicle parts, incessantly purchase food, incessantly purchase fuel for his vehicle, and incessantly purchase oil for his vehicle, but also needs to earn enough fiat currency to at least be able to afford to pay the perpetually recurring exorbitant auto insurance premium, the perpetually recurring driver's license renewal fee, the perpetually recurring exorbitant vehicle registration fee, the perpetually recurring tire rotation fee, the perpetually recurring internet subscription service fee, and the perpetually recurring smartphone subscription service fee. I hope that you were enthralled, bedazzled, regaled, captivated, mesmerized, amused, floored, and fascinated. I hope that you were entrenched in the unalloyed epicness. Thanks for watching. Have a blissful day.